Welcome back to Non Niche. I'm Raquel here. Our next guest is Miss Nia Michelle Hawkins. When you think of multifaceted creator, I honestly think of her. She is a motivational speaker, creative entrepreneur. She sings, she does anything. Also, she just came out with her second book. So, I mean, come on. And she's still doing more things. So, I'm just happy that she agreed and we were able to sit down and have an interview with her. She honestly saved me during my darkest times myself. And, you know, TikTok, for what it is, they definitely have some really good people on there. And she kept up showing on my For You page when I definitely needed somebody to talk to, and in my darkest time of me transitioning to even start this. So I'm truly honored that she said yes, and that she, I don't know, just kind of just vibed with me. So this is definitely an interview for the books for me. So let's get into it.
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm in my car, but hopefully everything,
No.
we good. Okay.
I literally just rushed because I forgot that I had to go to the bank this morning. So I was just like, we might have to do a car live today.
I got you. Yeah, yes, we feel but it's all good.
Exactly. How have you been?
Oh my gosh, I've been good. I've been busy. Like finally got a day to rest yesterday. So
Hey,
that's finally.
That is a blessing within itself sometimes.
What about
trying to find time to I've been good. Just trying to catch up on the articles and scouting, and I've been excited to talk to you and DeLorean coming up next. Like, there's a lot of good things going on, and I'm so excited to speak with you again. And we're only allowed to have an hour unless we do another live after.
That's cool. I may have to like stop at 11:45 because I do have to go to work at 12.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought it was 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's 11 here, so but it's all good.
I'm so sorry. I'm still getting used to the time zones, but I do want to dive into it since we do have you on limited time here. I was obsessed with your website, and I'm gonna say if you haven't checked out Miss Nia Michelle Hawkins' website, you are missing out. What an experience that you provide on your website, by the way. And it also shows like your growth and like your path and like your journey, and it's just very organic. And I would love for you to discuss like your thoughts behind it and where it all stemmed from.
I'm just referring to like the website.
Yeah, for the website, and then like going into your music.
Yeah, yes. So when I was creating the website, I recently put myself out there, of course, like I've done a lot of things behind the scenes, but really 2022, that's when I launched my website, published my book, and did all the things. And I was kind of trying to debate, like, what do I tell people I do? Because I know I do so many things. And so the website really, as I was creating it, I just wanted it to fully encompass like everything. As you see, like there's like some makeup on there, there's my book, there's the music, there's the podcast, and it just kind of showcase, just everything that I do in one place. So my feeling behind it, I wanted it, of course, I want people to see that, like, yes, I'm multifaceted, but just give a lot of space. Like you can catch a vibe on there. There's a lot of music on there. Of course, the beginning of the page is my song. There's the book, there's the podcast, and just really enjoy the full experience, the Nia Michelle experience. So, yeah.
I love it. And then let's talk more about this book because
Yes.
I posted it.
Still coming. Yours is still coming.
No, I appreciate it. But I posted it, I believe it was on Twitter. And I've been having, because I put in the description, I was just like, and I think I posted it on my story too. I was just like, this is the book that we all needed. the book that we all requested before we entered adulthood, and somebody actually did it.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to touch base on like how you're just like, you know, I'm just going to make the book. Everybody wants the book, and I know that's the need of the consumer, and
Right.
you actually did it, and now you're this, you know, well, 2-time book. I saw your affirmation book as well.
Yeah.
But no, please discuss more about this book, and I'm just so excited for you guys to hear this.
Okay. Okay. Well, first, like you said, for me, as I was writing the book, and I wrote the book actually like on my 21st birthday. Well, I started January, because my birthday is January 29th. I started that January 1st of whatever year my 21st birthday was, and then I ended like the last chapter on my 21st birthday. And my thought process behind it, I remember I was working in an office job, sitting behind a desk, and I was just thinking like, what the heck is this? Like, not saying that the job was nice. I didn't stay there long, being honest, but I was just like, what the heck is this? Like, how did I get here? You know, and then I'm just thinking of all the things that I wish I would have known, you know, at the time I was in college, and I'm, you know, just, it's so many lessons that I had to learn. And at first I started to, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I started to get really upset with my parents, because I'm like, why didn't they teach me this stuff? You know? And then I'm starting, yeah.
And, you know, and it's sad because that is a normal. That is a normal. This book, it helps you with that transition. And I feel like, you know, you said it's on Amazon right now, right?
It's on Amazon,
okay.
Yes.
So let me pull this up.
Okay. And you can actually, so you can access it easily, of course, through my website. Just click on that link that says get your book, or through my link tree on Instagram.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's easy, it's accessible, and I'm just in awe, and I'm in love with it already. And I only read the back of it. So, and I was just like, I told my mom about it, and she said, "Oh, so what is this book?" Let me see if I can pull it up here and better. She was like, "What is this book?" I said, "Well, this is Nia Michelle's book. What's it called? The 21
help me out. Lessons before 21.
Thank you. 21. I don't know why my internet's so slow. I'm so sorry. Can you still see me?
Okay. Yes, I can. Yeah.
21 lessons before 21. I feel personally, for me, it's very pivotal anyways, as a being like of a human as well as a woman. Technically our frontal lobe doesn't really, as a woman, develop until like maybe 23, 24, depending on if we didn't have so much trauma in our life, or if we didn't have certain experiences, because development in those years are critical.
Right.
So I think it maps out, and actually it's very relatable. Instead of just saying like it's a self-help book where it's just like, okay, I can't really relate to this. But it's actually a book like, hey, I can, like, now I know that I, you know, am not alone, and, you know, our youth needs to hear this and read it. And then also it promotes reading. And I was like 21, and I know you said your demographics to hopefully have this like in high school so people can learn and actually better their mindset to start, because even financially, just starting in high school, creating a savings bond, talking about your money, removing the lack mindset, which is something that you speak about as well, especially on TikTok, and that's how I found you. And your motivational speaking skills, it's just all hands down. I mean, like, what can't you do? Thank you. I was like, you've helped me so much as like a person and being, especially through my personal healing journey. And I just, you know, sometimes you know, especially with TikTok, with everything going on right now, it's truly a blessing, because I found so many artists, I found so many healing techniques, especially like hearing your words. It's truly amazing. And I would love for you to talk about more of like your life coaching skills and your motivational speaking, because I know you went to a speaking competition as well.
I did, yes, yes. So, actually, as you said, I am a certified life coach, and the approach that I take at first, I was going to start taking private clients and doing one-on-one coaching, but I use my skills through my TikTok. That's what I do. I take a lot of note of just things happening in life. Of course, my experiences. And my mother also is a life coach. So she's given me a lot of tools and a lot of things that, help me see just basically life from a different perspective. And that's exactly what I share with all of you. Um, and then as far as the public speaking, I realize I enjoy speaking. I enjoy teaching is really what I like to do. I like to teach. I like to speak. And as you said, yes, I went to the Great American Speak Off, made it to the semifinals in Miami, and that was in December. I didn't make it to the finals, but just the experience itself was amazing, honestly, to be among so many great speakers, and it really helped sharpen my speaking tool, and help me with my storytelling abilities just a little bit more. So yeah, and for those who are not following me on TikTok, like that is what I like to do. Like TikTok is my safe space, it's my space that I can really connect with you all and let you know like this experience that we're going through, like this is the life experience. We really are going through a lot of the same things. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, from the book to my TikTok to my podcast, that is what I want us to know is that we're not alone in what we're going through. A lot of us really are not necessarily, we're not on the same pathway, but as far as how we experience these pathways, that looks very similar for a lot of people. And so knowing that you're not alone, knowing that, yeah, I've been there, I've done that, or I'm going through that right now, when I hear that, it makes me feel like, wow, like things are going to get better because somebody's gotten through it. And I think that we have a responsibility just as human beings who are evolving and going through things to share our experiences because we need to help somebody know that, yeah, you can get through this, especially in a time where it feels like, oh my gosh, this is the end. I don't know what to do. Like, we are the tools for some people. Like, meeting us is the tool. Yeah.
And I completely agree. And just because, I think one beneficial thing about social media is that you kind of, every platform is different. But you also get like a certain type of engagement when it's just outside the typical, photographs. It's very like, not really organic. It's just like, here, this is a nice photo of me. But yet you didn't know that I was crying in the corner not too long ago. So it's like TikTok is typically a safe space where you can be like, hey, this is honestly what I'm going through. And you provide that safe space and you create a bigger space as well as a community through that. And I commend you because it's hard to do because you have to be the first one to put yourself out there and know that you're just like, you have to set the expectation. You're like, hey, I don't know who's going to see this, but I'm going to put it out there and it's going to reach the people that's supposed to be reached.
Right,
and
right.
you have a tendency still just effortlessly to make people feel seen and then make people feel like, they're heard and that their journey is not wasted. And I feel like sometimes in the healing journey, we're just like, man, like, is this what it's all about? Like, it's, you have those rough times where it's just like, I don't know if I can pull myself out of this. Like, is this it? But, and it's just a real thing. It's a real thing. And it's not sad, but it's just like a real emotion where it's just like, this can't be it. But this is where I am right now, and I have to be present, and I have to recognize where I am, but I have to move forward. And I think you do that with your words, your book, even the Butterfly Anthem, when I was listening to the song. And it was so funny because my mom's symbol is a butterfly, and I sent it to her. I was just like, hey, I know you're having a rough day, but you need to listen to this song. She has been playing it for like 2 weeks.
That is so great.
Like, that is like her theme song. Like every time she starts the meetings, like she talks to like Australia. She knows more about time zones than I. She'll start every meeting with the butterfly anthem. I kid you not.
Wow.
So if you ever go to the UK, any business call, they're gonna know what the butterfly anthem is.
Wow, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. Wow.
And I was just like, especially for the spiritual girlies and guys, butterflies, they represent, transmuting,
Transition.
evolving,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
also uniqueness. And
Yes.
the part of the song where you said, like, check out my wings. And I don't think people understand, like, yes, we all have, like, those hermit mode, cocoon modes, but you can't look at anybody else's healing journey and try to compare it to yours, because
No,
everybody's different. Like a butterfly, every butterfly's wing is different. Maybe a
exactly.
spot is off, the color's different. You don't really know. And I was just like, when you were creating that song, and I was just listening to it, I was just like, man, this is hitting home. This is hitting. I would love the process of that song, like
Yeah.
how like you just like came up with it, like the butterfly anthem.
How that song came about, like, that is the very first song that I've ever, like, okay, a little background. So I've always sang, but really, like, I'm a rapper for real. A lot of people don't know that,
Okay.
but I really am a rapper. Okay. But the butterfly anthem for me, this was my opportunity, one, for me to grow, because I just met with a producer for the very first time. I was stepping into my solo, career, and I had never written a song before in totality. And so the butterfly anthem is the very first song I've ever written, like, in my life. And I really, that was where I was at that time. Like, that song was for me, but it's for everybody in that space of transition. I had just got out of college. I was finding my way in this world. Of course, college it can shield you in a way. It's like pre-life, I was finding my way in the world. Honestly, I was very scared. I didn't know, not so much that I didn't know, but I was discovering who I was.
Right.
And I knew that I needed somebody to tell me, like, everything is going to be okay. Like, just spread your wings. You can't lose. As long as you try, as long as you're willing to try, even if it doesn't turn out the way that you thought it would, because you tried, you're going to get some type of result out of this. And from that result, you take that as an experience, put that on your belt, and then go on to the next phase. So that whole thing, like, that song was really, that's where I was at that time. Like, and then I had to shout out the Free Spirit girls with the hair wraps and the curls, because we that just represents, like, really the spiritual girlies. Like, everybody don't have to have hair wraps and curls. Of course, that's for us, as you know what I mean. It's for us, but, like, I wanted us to feel seen. I wanted us to feel like okay, people are, somebody knows that I'm here. Somebody knows that I'm going through my spiritual journey. I'm spiritually aware. And honestly, like, there's not enough music for us that we can just listen to and know that I'm getting fed, good words and positive affirmation, and, things that are actually going to uplift my spirit and not tear me down. So that song was really for girls like us. Yeah.
And like, you can feel it too. And I'll put the link below this interview of your song, just on our website. Honestly, like I said, it's truly an experience, and I love it so much. And with, there's so many things. Multifaceted that does not do you justice, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Girl, you do so many things, and you do it so well. And I have to touch on this situation, like, when I know, especially for when I was a kid, I know for our foundation, we were told that you have to be good at least one thing, and you look unstable, and you're all over the place if you always have your hand in something.
Yes.
And I was just like, do you know how many people got capped just creatively, because you were instilled in the very impressionable stage as a kid, saying you can't do more than one thing.
Right.
You have to pick one. And, that causes a lot of anxiety, because your body, your mind, your soul just wants to do it because it just naturally wants to. Right. And sometimes taking that leap to do that takes effort, because you were instilled as a kid saying, like, you have to do one thing. Like, we're not initially supposed to be in a box. We were
No.
just taught that, okay, it worked for this many amount of people, so
Right.
here it is. But the people who told you how to do it, they don't fit in the box. They have like 80,000 people working for them, and they're just
Right.
on a yacht somewhere, just like, oh
Exactly.
yeah, I have a team
Exactly.
for that.
Mm-mm.
So and again, I'm going to commend you a lot in this interview. So I hope you
Oh,
are ready for that.
appreciate it.
But
I'm learning how to accept because I'm just like, oh my God. Thank you though.
no, you do it so well, and I would love how you go into your journey as like a hairstylist to, life coach, motivational speaker, singer, producer, you know, just leading up to that and having it done collectively like a mold just flows well.
Yeah.
Uh, I would love the process and the mindset of how you keep that together.
Right. So I know you said I seems like I do it so effortlessly and so well. Like in the beginning, it was a damn mess. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like the life balance was completely off. I honestly, it was team no sleep for me, and that's also because of the people I was listening to, the mentors I was listening to at the time. A lot of millionaires and billionaires who were saying like you sleep when you die and all those things, and so that was my mentality for a very long time, and that led me to burnout. So I'm saying like publicly on here that
Yeah.
shit don't work. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and
No,
I
you're
curse.
fine.
um, but what I learned, the thing is, I feel like when people say, you need to stick to one thing, or you shouldn't be all over the place. I understand where they're coming from, because the reality is having my hands in many things. Like if I focused on one, I would master that one thing, and I understand
Yeah.
that and I know that. But also I realize that the type of person I am, focusing on one thing, maybe it's ADHD. I call it the super creative brain. I can't. I
Yeah.
legitimately can't. Like I get bored fast, just being honest, and I don't feel fulfilled and just doing one thing. And I've tried that for a very long time. That's why I went to college. I was like, I'm just gonna focus, get a job after this, and live my life. But even in college, I was still doing hair, I was still doing makeup, and I was still doing
Mm-hmm.
background singing all 5 years of college. So just how I've made everything work together, it's one of those things. Like I feel like once you have a vision of what you want your life to look like, that's the most important part. When I sat down and I asked myself, like, what type of life do you want to live? What do you see yourself doing? I saw myself traveling. I saw myself owning multiple businesses, and I saw myself owning my time. And so that was from a very young age. I knew that I wanted to travel, I wanted to own multiple businesses, and I wanted to own my time. And how I've been able to do that, I said this on my TikTok, all things work together. All of my gifts I make work together. So
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, as I'm doing my podcast, I release my music through my podcast. When I do my public speaking, I use that as an opportunity also to perform. I just had a speaking engagement earlier this week on Thursday, and they had a whole concert in the beginning, of the speaking engagement. And also as I do my speeches, out when it's face to face, I'm incorporating the music. As far as the makeup artistry and the hairstyling, I created a business so that I could do both of those together and hire people to help me do these things. So it's a lot of time management, but also it's seeing how like which gifts connect, and then
Right.
connecting those gifts so that I can make life easier, because trying to do them all separately for me wasn't working. But when I realized, okay, hairstyling and makeup artistry is very similar, let's put that together and call that a package. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing, they're paying for a higher experience, basically. They're paying a little bit more for a greater experience, and now you're getting two in one. And that's how I do it. Like I combine a lot of things. I manage my time very well, because you have to, by doing so many things. But what I value most is my freedom. And I just have been blessed with many gifts in order to give me a life that I want, that I can really control my time. So I'm not sure if that answered your question, because I feel like I
It
kind of
did.
everywhere, but yeah.
It did, and I kind of had that revelation about what I really want. And when I first got laid off at my last job, I think it was like a month before, and I just prayed hard. I said, Lord, I know this is not the life for me. And I'm struggling, like my health was declining, and I was just like putting in 150%, and again, corporate job.
Yeah.
And I was like in marketing, and I was just like, this is always what I wanted to do. And I got there and I got really good at it. And then I got good at it, and then I kept on hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And that wall was like trying to, show my worth to a company where they're just like, oh, we see that you can do it, but we're not going to put you forward.
Right.
So you kept on, like, I was burning myself out on something that I really love to do. And I finally got let go, and I was just like, okay. And I felt, I don't know what it was, but it felt like freedom. And I was just like, Lord, I just want a life where I can just flow, like I'm financially free, I'm mentally free of like the construct of like what the typical day has to be for an individual to fit in the society. Like clearly I'm not supposed to fit that because it's not working.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you take the reins. And I kid you not, after I prayed that prayer, I was let go the next day. And I just kind of, and my old boss and the HR manager kind of just looked at me like I was crazy because I was smiling the whole time. I was just like, all right, where's the paperwork? Cool.
Right.
I was like, and I know they were just like, oh, she's probably not doing well. I'm like, they probably thought I was insane. I was like packing up. I was saying bye to my friends. I was cool, calm, collected. And I walked out of that building and I said, Lord, I don't know what you have in store, but I know you heard me.
Yes.
And that's just been carrying me on throughout. And then I'm finding people like you, and I'm finding more like-minded people, especially through TikTok and a little bit of Instagram, that your life doesn't have to look like somebody else's to be successful.
No.
And just free in general, like, what do you really like to do? People make careers out of anything now. Exactly. We're very resourceful human beings, and we live intentionally if we allow it. And once you kind of set that up for yourself, it's just like, oh,
right.
I haven't been on medication for like 6 months since I left the job. Yes, there's some people that have been removed for a reason, but you have to be like, okay, because you can't be and I call it like what's that little, it's a thing at a playground where one person's on one side and another person's on one side and they go up and down.
Is it the seesaw?
Yeah, the seesaw. I'm like, you can't seesaw in and out. You have to be, unfortunately, one way or another.
Yeah.
Because when you're in between, that's the most frustrating
it is
and high anxiety process. Because you're just like, you're gonna have to pick. You can either accept where you are right now, or you can take a healing journey to get where you need to be and where you were supposed to be, where your higher self is just waiting for you to be at, and go through that. And it's not easy with the healing process because everybody's gone through different things. I don't want people to think that the healing journey is just like, oh, you just heal and you're done. No.
Definitely not. No,
it's not. And I remember I was just having a really bad day, and I went on TikTok and I saw it's on my For You page, and I saw you pop up, and I was just like in bed with my blanket over my head, and I turned to it, and you're just like, hey, you're doing good. You are doing good. I don't know who you are. I don't know your story, but you're doing fine. And it was like right in the beginning of it where I was just like, now I'm just walking by faith. And you're making moves. And like I said, you have helped me a lot. And I just very indebted to you. But your music is just like, you're just taking off. And I hope many people find your page and I hope to continue to promote you in all your endeavors because you are definitely making a difference in this world. And I think sometimes people think making a difference means that you have to be on everybody's For You page or
Right.
everybody's like TV. That doesn't mean that you made it, unfortunately.
No.
It just like even little old me, like when you know you can help at least one person,
Right.
that's when you know you're successful.
Yes.
In my in my opinion, because like it's just like a boomerang effect. You help one and it comes back, and then you help another one. It just spreads,
Right.
and
Right.
that's what I feel like the world needs a little bit more. It's just people with good intentions to, have like a better mindset, and you provide that as well as through your music, your makeup packages, your books, like your affirmation books that I really like. I was just like, oh, this is gonna be good too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
everybody, please check out her website. There's just so many hidden gems in there,
Yes.
and
Yes.
just her music is just everything. And
Yes.
my mom just messaged me. She's like, "Are you on the interview right?"
Oh, tell your mama I said hello. That's what's up. Yes.
I just
Your
saw
mom.
her text messages in the drop down. I was like, no, but
Yes.
I do want to talk more of what you can say about your music production and where you see yourself like going and doing, especially as a female artist.
Right. 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 So right now with my music, I actually have more music, like new music coming out very soon.
Yay!
Um, so, well, what y'all will start to see, of course, I'm getting better with the promotion of things because I know there's still a lot for me to learn as well. But my music is released every time, well, every season of my podcast. So I have a new podcast season coming out as well.
Okay.
And I'll just say where I'm moving into now as far as the music. Um, I want to say women's empowerment because that's what it feels like, but it's really like higher self empowerment. That's what I'm moving into.
Mm-hmm.
Standing firm in who you are, being confident in who you are, and not being ashamed or afraid of that. And really having the ability to speak things into existence. Like, we were talking about just a second ago, of course, like being multifaceted and how do I balance things. And like I said, I'm living the life now that I envisioned many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And how I've been able to do that, has been through certain music. Like I love Lauryn Hill. I love India Ari. Those are my two, my two that have helped me along my pathway. And so taking the approach that they took, especially India Ari, with making music that connects you with your soul and your spirit. I'm taking that same approach with my music now, my music moving forward. And it's like you listening to a song and you jamming, but you don't even realize like you speaking life over yourself.
Yes.
You listening to music and you jamming, but you don't realize, okay, like I just literally spoke that I'm going to be wealthy. That's what I'm doing in my music moving forward. A lot of affirmations, but it's affirmations with a vibe. Like I said, women's empowerment. Yeah, for real. Women's empowerment and truly just allowing people to know that like standing in your higher self and being who you truly are. One, it's okay. Even if everybody around you does not agree. Oh, you're changing. You're doing this. Like, yes, I am. Yes, I am changing. Yes, I am growing. And that's okay. And so that's where I'm going with that. And then as far as the music production, I'm actually in the process of learning how to produce my own music and things right now. So there's a lot that's going to be coming because I have so many ideas. I just didn't know how to do it. But I'm learning that now. So
Well,
yes.
reach out to her because she's looking for a lot of female artists to
Okay.
start producing their work. She's actually having like open calls. So like, if you ever want to I'll help DM her. Just
Okay.
like tagging you, like tagging her in your stuff too. I know she's been doing like really strong promotion of having female artists actually producing more work in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I just been seeing that a lot. So I'll definitely put you out there if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
I was like, I don't want to
that.
promote you to something. You're like, what the heck is she
Yeah,
doing?
so you're good, and I love her. I love
Yeah.
her. She's another one. Like I'm a lyric person, and I love the lyrics. I love the things that she talk about, and then of course her voice and everything. So yes.
Yeah.
That'd be really great.
And
Absolutely.
I think nowadays that there was a discussion on I was scrolling on YouTube. I wish I knew the handle, but it was talking about how the music has changed, especially with TikTok and Instagram, and how like every artist is self promoting itself now, and they're doing like a deep dive into lyrics. And when you it was kind of, it started out basically like reminiscing on when we were kids, like listening to certain songs where it was just like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have been singing that
Right.
as children.
And not have been saying that. What? Yeah, for real.
Like we should not be singing like R. Kelly for sure. We should not have been singing anything like Blackstreet related, like,
No.
like it was like those music, like Genie in the Bottles. I was just like, I didn't realize what I was singing.
Not at all.
Yeah, but it was just like certain things we were listening to as children and young teens, we really didn't comprehend how strong our words were. And nowadays you have different artists that are promoting just feel good music where you're not either speaking anything horrible about your life, saying like, this is a sad whatever, or something harmful or whatnot. This is actually uplifting you so you can have that higher vibration. Right. And if people more, and I think that's making a transition in the music industry.
I'm seeing it, yeah.
And what's so funny is it's just like, yes, we understand the foundation of how everybody got started, and there's some artists who are a little bit bitter about it because they had to go through certain trials and tribulations, and I'm not saying that they deserve that, but I always say whenever you are in that opportunity that you hoped and wished for, and you went through certain things that it wasn't right, I feel like you should also make yourself, available for people who are on the same path as you.
Exactly.
And help avoid that situation. It does not have to keep happening. Definitely just because, well, it happened to me, so it needs to happen to you. That's not how you break the curse of it.
Exactly.
That's not how you break the cycle of it, because you are now adding to the negativity instead of being the one taking the opportunity and be a blessing for somebody else to not have that trauma, because it's hard. It's really hard because everybody's just like, oh, you don't want to go into the music acting industry because they try to do things, but when you are given the opportunity to be in that environment, to actually sit at the table, make it a point to change the narrative of that, right? So people can actually reach their dream, because maybe there's some people like that need to be actresses or need to be a musician, but they're so scared of the horror stories, because there are some really bad horror stories in there, but that's with anything. But it's always like in the entertainment business. But as it changes and everybody's like becoming self-made and you're having the organic support, that has the foundational of that whole industry, of the entertainment industry, trembling, because they're just like,
and I want to say this, like, and I know we on Instagram Live and I'm okay, like, as people are becoming a lot more aware of what they're ingesting in their mouth, in their mind, through their ears. People are becoming a lot more aware. We really are in a day and in an age of awareness where people really are waking up. And I think being on TikTok helped me see that, just the groves of people who want more information now, who are more aware now, who just want to know and are understanding things. And so this is how I view just entertainment and music industry. People are becoming more aware of the crap that they're putting out. And now there's a wide open space to form a new industry. And I feel like everybody, like you said, this is a perfect time right now to do whatever it is that you want to do. If music is what you want to do, like, do it however and whatever that looks like, do it. And host your own events. Have your own platform, as we're seeing so many people do. Create your own website, start your own app. It's a wide open space for that, because there are now so many people, probably millions of people, who are now looking for something else outside of what is mainstream. outside of what has been given to us, because we're over that.
Yes.
And so there's opportunity here for everybody right now, whether it be, you know, entertainment, music, you know, you want to theater or wherever the case may be, just in that entertainment sector. Like, now really is the time, because we're looking for different. We're looking for things that will uplift us. We're looking for things that will feed our spirit. And so that's what we're doing.
Yes.
Yes.
You do it so well, and I'm excited to see more of your journey and, you know, be there, and then as well as support. I'm going to continue to support on the page, and I feel like people don't understand like what I mean by support. So whenever I interview you, I always do like a pre-interview prep, like as I did with you. I actually get to know you as a person first, because I want people to, one, already see like the connection that we have, one, with each other, and two, it's also that people can understand and welcome that type of organic energy between the two, so you can actually see who the person is, and not just like, oh, I've done all this. That's not what I would want, you know, non-niche to be. I want to have like that engagement, a platform where you come out with something, I'm posting it on my story on my page. Like, it's just, you know, I'm a little page, but I'm going to keep growing. Just It's just another hand to push up. And I feel like people are just like, well, you're a little thing, or, you know, you're just one person. I'm like, one person can create a wave. It just, somebody needs to start the ripple. Okay.
and to that, like, I want to add, like you say, I'm just little. What I want people to know and to realize, no, we're not little. We're in the beginning. Like, that's what I was thinking about when I was looking at non-niche, and just everything that you're doing, even how you approach me, and just even this right here. I'm like, I'm meeting you in the beginning. Like, in your beginning, I'm so happy. We're going to look down like 5-6 years down the road, and I'm like, yo, girl, what's up? What you doing now? Where we going? What we doing? Like, I'm so excited for that, because like we are in the beginning. We're in the beginning of this, and we don't know like where God is going to take us on these pathways, on these journeys. All we know is that we said yes, and we planted the seed, and it's gonna blossom, it's gonna grow, and it's like, wow. So I'm so happy to know you in your start, in your beginning. Like, I feel honored.
Same here. And just while we have like a few more minutes, like, what would you want the last thing to be said, like, just as an introduction for yourself, and, you know, just setting the tone for what you want to leave on this world and on this planet? I know that's kind of broad, but
No, I got you.
I feel like you know how to hone that
one. Yeah. I think what I want to leave, or a part of my legacy that I want to leave on this earth, is I truly want people to know that we are spirit first. Like, we are spirits having this human experience. And so because of that, everything, and I said this before, everything that you see around you literally is a reflection of what is in you. From the building, somebody had to envision these buildings that I'm looking at right now. Somebody had to envision this car. Somebody had to, even the phone that we're talking on right now, this was an idea before it was anything. So know that whatever you can see in your mind, whatever you can feel in your heart, you truly can create. You can create, and that's good or bad. But of course, if you put bad into the world, that's what's going to come back out. That's going to come back at you because of that energy transfer. So what you put out, it comes back. But what I want, you know, people to really know and to really think about is, like, there is no limit on what we can do, because we are spirits. Like, that is what we are. We are truly spirits. And because we are spirits, like I said, we have the ability to create. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit your creativity. Don't limit your ideas. Do not limit yourself, because the smallest person in the family, who somebody just, oh, that's just this person, that's just that person. Like, we all started somewhere, and these people have become presidents. These people have become engineers. These people have become whatever it is that they're supposed to become in this lifetime. So, like, don't limit what you will become by thinking that I'm just this little person or whatever. No, we really are spirit beings. And I truly want to see everybody live a life that they truly want, live a life that they desire, live a life that makes them feel whole, live a life that makes them feel full. And, you know, but before you can actually live that life, you have to know, like, I am not the limits that they put on me. Like, I am not what these people say that I am. I am not. No, you are what you think you are. You are what you say you are. And even beyond that, like, know that the words you speak, you get to define who you are, what your life looks like by the words you speak. So be very intentional about what you say about yourself, because those things will become, you know, that's why I said, like, this is not a little anything. No, no, no. This is the beginning of this, you know. I'm at my start, I'm at my beginning, and I'm planting seeds. So yeah, like, y'all are so great. Y'all are so amazing. Like, you're so excellent. You. I thank you so much. I thank you so much. And as I told you, like, in our private interview, and I'll say this publicly, like, I am so excited to see your journey, because I just feel it's so much more than what it is right now. Like, the non-niche, this is excellent. And I'm super excited to see where you grow. Like, it's been an honor and a pleasure talking to you and meeting you. So thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's only up from here. So I'm glad we're both on this journey. And I do plan on having reunion episodes. So we're going to, once we hit milestones, we are going to, you know, link back up, and we may do it in person. We don't know yet. But no, I'm about it. And I know that's something that I have to work on. It's like, you know, not saying that I'm a little person. I need to say that I'm in the beginning stage. So, you know, the words, what you say is what you reflect. And I think that's the most powerful thing, that one, that we can lean on, and then also that your words create your reality.
Yes.
And another thing to add to that is just what you've created, know that you can always change it.
Yes.
Because you're not stuck with it. And sometimes that's a hard concept in the midst of everything. It's just like, oh my God, I created this. And then you're stuck in to like this whirlwind, like you're stuck in a twister, like, you know, Wizard of Oz or something, and you're just like, oh, wait, I can change it. The fact that you can have like the consciousness to say, like, okay, I created this, now let me make it better.
Exactly.
So, no, I appreciate you, and I thank you, and I'm so sorry. I'll get better with the time. So
you okay? You're right.
I'll get better with that, and I really hope that you have a wonderful day. And I can't wait to edit this video and, you know, just put more of your stuff out there. You're doing wonderful work, and you're changing the world, and I just can't wait to see what you do next.
Yes. I appreciate you. And like I said, your book is on the way. It's on the way. I promise you,
I'm not rushing.
You know, we didn't talk more much about it, but it can I speak on it just a little bit?
Oh,
yeah. So, you know, like I said, I wrote the book because I realized there was so much that I did not know stepping into this new phase of life. And as you said, like, I went through so many hurdles and things, and I know that it's not my experience of what I went through is unique to me, but the principle of what I went through, that's the thing that can be shared. And so this is a book full of principles, like principles on, you know, your next phase of life and trusting yourself. You know, I said, like, I was mad at my parents. Forgive your parents, because they didn't even know what they didn't know. They didn't know what to teach you or what not to teach you. You know, your finances, save your money, but also invest your money, because saving can only get you so far. Like, we talk about all those things that truly, no matter if you are in high school or you pick this book up when you're 45, some of these lessons, as soon as you can grasp them, you will literally change your life. So that's 21 Lessons Before 21. And I thank you for promoting and talking about it and everything. Yes.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait for this book. So everybody go buy it. Link is in her website, and please go check out her website, because one, it's amazing. It's very interactive. You get to see everything that she's doing, and it's linked to her podcast as well. She is going to be a household name. I already can tell. So everybody, please go follow her. Please support, and you're just doing great things. And
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna say I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
And it's lovely to see another success story, you know, coming out of the healing journey and making, you know, the, you know, good intentional steps to get you where you see your higher self at. So I
exactly.
commend you, and I thank you, and thank you for joining me today.
Of
And
course.
this will not be your last one, I promise.
It's not. No, we will talk. We will talk soon. So,
Yes.
all right, love. I actually got to get ready for work, but I will see you later. And thank you again. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
everybody who's watching.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.